I'm Kim Betts, and this is my floral studio. Where you will find all things floral here with me. So what I am doing today, I have an order for a fall arrangement in a small vase. So what I've done is I have put some clean water in there. The next thing we will do is add our floral food. You want to make sure you add floral food to your clean water. Just dump that in there. Give it a stir. Yes, I'm using my dollar store ruler. Hey, it works well. Get all that nice and stirred up. Okay, and now we're gonna put my leatherleaf fern in there. I'm using this as my base foliage. And here's 1, 2. I've already cut the bottoms at an angle. You wanna make sure you cut your stem so that you get a nice fresh cut. And I'm using 4 stems. Okay. And I have a 5th one left over. I'll just stick over here, this side to use later. All right, so the customer requested that I use yellows, and she wanted a fall arrangement. So I have some solidago, I have some hypericum berry. My focal flower will be these beautiful sunflowers. I have 4 of those. I've got some hydrangea, or hydrangea. I always say hydrangea. And then I've got some red mini carns. That'll be a nice accent and give me some depth in my arrangement. I've also got these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yellow and kind of a reddish orange rose. So pretty. And then we'll see what else I need, if anything. But I think that's going to be enough because this is just a small arrangement. All right, so I've got my leather leaf in there, and I think I'm going to use a stem of eucalyptus. This eucalyptus that came in with my order this week is so beautiful. I'll show it to you here. It's got like a burgundy on the seeds. So pretty. And it is going to look really, really good in this arrangement. Use a piece here. Okay. All right, so you want to make sure you strip all your foliage off of the bottom, anything that will fall within the water line. And I'm going to put this guy right in my center. So pretty. And then these little ones I will save because I can certainly use these, and I probably will use these in this arrangement to kind of color out the edge when I'm done at the end. All right, so I've got my leather leaf, I've got my eucalyptus right in the center, and that gives me a great start point. All right, from there, let's put in one of our hydrangea. All right, and I do use something called Quick Dip with my hydrangeas. It's just it's a hydrating solution that helps the flower take up water. You want to remove most of the big petals. I leave some of these little ones because I think it looks pretty. I know a lot of people just remove all of hydrangea petals. Hydrangeas need a lot of water, and the water will go to the leaves before they will go to the bloom. So people remove all the leaves so that the bloom gets all the water. I remove most of them, but I do leave a few of the small ones. All right, and I want him right down deep into the vase. I'm going to cut a little bit more off, rehydrate that new cut. I leave it in about 5 to 7 seconds. And then right down in the front he goes. So he looks like that. I'm just gonna use one. I have two, but I'm just gonna use one in this arrangement. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put in, let's see, how about some solidago? I love solidago. It lasts forever. It looks great. Just removing some of the leaves that look a little brown. There we go. There we go. See how pretty that is? And let's put some of that in there. Okay, that is giving me a really nice base to put all of my pretty flowers in. So now let's go ahead and add our sunflowers. And what you want to do, I have 4 sunflowers. I'm looking for my largest one, which will go the lowest. You want to put your largest bloom lowest because you want the larger blooms hold more visual weight. So you want to put your larger blooms towards the bottom of your arrangement. So I've got him down there. Then I'll take this guy, put him right behind him there. And then I'm not sure I'll use all 4. Let's see. They're all relatively about the same size. So I just cut these. So I'm not going to cut this one at all because I need some length. I need him to go a little bit taller. So let's see if the other one is taller. They're both about the same. But I do like the way this one is standing up a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So I just have them kind of in a line. I've got 1, 2, and 3. Right, one right on top of the other. Let's put him down a little bit more. There we go. So I like that better. So that they're in a nice line, kind of a diagonal. Not a perfect line, but a diagonal. There we go. That looks good. Okay. Now let's put in, I do have this beautiful stalk. Maybe I will put 1 bloom of stalk in. I don't know. I'll have to see. This is stalk. It's got such a beautiful fragrance. It made the whole cooler smell so nice now. I think I'm gonna try one stem of the stalk. We'll see how that looks in there. There. Now she looks a bit wilty, but she's not. She's been well hydrated. It's just the way stalk looks. I think that's very pretty. I think I am going to use her. I'm just going to use the one. And now let's do some of our roses. Now these roses have guard petals on them. Guard petals are the exterior petals on a rose, and oftentimes they're kind of not very pretty. They're bumped and bruised, and they need to be pulled off. So I just pulled those off. Now, I'm not wiring some of these roses that are going lower in the arrangement because I don't need to. But if you have really tall roses that are going up high in an arrangement, I wire them. It keeps the heads from drooping. Removing guard petals, cleaning stems. Let's see this guy, maybe right there. He needs to be a hair shorter. There, that looks nice there. And then we get, let's see. Okay, I think I'll use this one. And I will oftentimes pull the sepal petals off as well, which is these little green, these green petals right here, kind of at the base of the calyx, the base of the bloom, the top of the calyx. I don't always pull them off, but if I want a real clean look, sometimes I will pull them. Just pulling off these petals. This does not hurt the rose at all. And so now you see that it's a nice, clean look. And I've got those three like that. I think that looks really pretty. All right, so I've got 3 sunflowers, 3 roses, and 1 stalk. All right, let's do, I'm gonna use all 5 of my roses. And I'm gonna use these lower. And taking off those sepals. Put him over here. So I just put him over here, and I'll put this guy over here with him. I hope everybody's having a nice day. I'm in Florida, and I am delighted to tell you that our weather has finally cooled down. We are much, much cooler than we have been in quite a while, so I am so, so happy about that. I do love Florida. I'm from Florida. I love our Florida weather. It's absolutely beautiful. Here's my other rose. So you can see I've got the 2 here, and then I've got the 3 together here. And then the sunflowers right up the center, so I like that. So I'm from Florida. I was born right very close to where I live now. And so I love Florida. I love our tropical, subtropical weather. But it gets hot, y'all. And by the time it's October, I am over the heat and I am ready for some cooler fall weather. So I'm very, very excited that we've got some nice 70-degree days. And I believe at night it's getting down to in the low 60s. So for us, that's wonderful. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to put my other sunflower on the back side of this arrangement. You always want to, you know, make sure that your arrangements look finished. You don't want to leave things kind of undone. And even though there's clearly a clear front, like this is clearly the front of my arrangement. So, but the back, you know, I want the back to look nice too, so. I'm just gonna put him a little bit closer to the center so he's not so much out there on the end. There we go. So there he is in the back. Okay, and I'm gonna put another solidago down there on the bottom. Solidago is a filler flower. I use it as a filler flower. It's an inexpensive, fluffy flower, and it lasts a long time, and it's kind of like, I consider baby's breath a filler flower as well in a lot of applications. Now a lot of brides are actually using it for their focal flower, but I use it more as a fill when I use things. Okay, so there's my back now, and you can see right there, you can see how I've got that solidago all around it. But I use the solidago as a filler. It's beautiful, and I love the color. Yellow is my favorite color, so I love the color. And like I said, it lasts and lasts and lasts forever. And that's what you want. You want your flowers to last. You don't want people to take them home and not be able to enjoy them, but for a day or so. You know, I might put another piece of stock in there as well. Let me see. Oh, and I've got hypericum berries. So let me do a piece of stock. I just want a small one. Let me see if I can find a small one. This stock, oh y'all, it's so fragrant. They're all pretty good size. I'm gonna see if this one looks like it's, so here's one. So beautiful. And you can see, if you look at it, you can see it kind of has a little bit of a wilty look to it. It is not wilty, it's just the way it looks. It's a characteristic of the flower. These flowers are well hydrated, but it just kind of looks that way. I'm gonna put it right up here in the front, nice and low. Oh yeah. Oh, now I have to move the rose because you can't see her as well. There we go. Now she's pretty. Check that out. La! Beauteous. Keep her up nice and tall. There we go. So pretty. It's okay to move your flowers around and get them where you want them. It is okay to do that. And I do that all the time. So there's my front, there's my back. So it looks good from front and the back. All right, what else? Let's put some of these beautiful hypericum berries in here now. So here's these berries, and I'm just gonna tuck them here and there. Yes. It's funny how just little things just make an arrangement. Just make the arrangement. This one I'm gonna put real low in the front here. So pretty. So you can see I've got some berries there. We'll do a tall one. Let's see if I've got, pick my tallest stem. That one's a little taller. Yes, so this is my tallest stem. And it does have a fresh cut on it. So I'm gonna put this guy right back here, like that. He's right there. 1, 2, 3. And I think I might need more over here. Oh, I'm gonna use them all. I have 5 stems, I may as well use them. Oh yes, right there. And then I think we need one more in the back. Perhaps right here. And I'm gonna put him. Actually, I don't know. Maybe over here. You know what, I'm gonna just hold off on him because I'm not sure I wanna use him. All right, because we still have one more element that I want to use, and that are these mini spray carnations. They are just lovely. Look how many blooms comes. This is one stem. Look how many blooms come on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of these lower ones off. Okay, and this gives me a nice tall stem. Give that a cut. He's gonna go right up in the center. Yes. It's funny, I get excited over flowers. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. So there's that guy. Get him right up in the center. And that is very nice. All right, now some of these little ones that I just cut off, we can go ahead and use those. And it's got a fresh cut on it. I'll go ahead and use those to kind of come out the sides. Just give us a little dimension. All right. Let's put him right in the front. I'm gonna hold on to that bud. Those are good. This is homecoming season, and I've been making a lot of corsages and boutonnieres, and those tiny little buds are great to hold on to off your bigger arrangements. You set them aside, hold on to them because they work beautifully in the daintier arrangements like corsages, boutonnieres, and flower crowns. You need little dainty flowers for that sort of thing. Okay, so here's another guy. I'm gonna cut him shorter, put him right here with this one. So I got a nice cluster. There we go. Make sure that rose stays centered. Now, if some of these carnations don't look as open as you would like, a trick is just to grab the head of the carnation and just gently brush it with your finger, brush the bloom, and it opens it up nicely. Very, very nicely. You gotta be careful because these little heads will pop off. So you gotta make sure you hold the bottom, the base of the bloom. It does make a pretty difference. And those petals will open right up for you. Okay, so there's some carnations. Let me see where else I might need them. I think I need some right here in front of my rose. Now these are kind of long and lanky, so I am going to cut these and use them differently. See, they're just kind of sprawly. Let's see. Actually, he might look good right there in the center. Let's see. You can always pull it out if I don't like it. And I'm not sure. So there it is, right here. I think I'm gonna leave it for a second and look at it and see if I like it. Actually, I don't like it. I'm pushing it down more into the arrangement. And I'm repositioning that rose because I want to make sure she stays the focus, not the carnations. Okay, that's better. All right, so there's that. I'm kind of using these carnations as a flyaway. They stick out a little bit more and it gives some dimension. You know, you don't want all your flowers on one flat plane. You want them to have some depth and then other, you know, some things deep, some things sticking out. You don't want everything flat. You can see what I just did here. I put that red carnation into the hydrangea and it's sticking out. So it gives it some dimension. And I think I need a little bit more carnations. Okay. There are so many. These carnations are huge. These little guys are kind of short, so I'm not sure they're going to do what I need them to do. All right, I just put a couple of buds here. And again, those are sticking out to give me the dimension I'm looking for. And I think I need something in that center. I'm either gonna need some of these berries or that solidago. Let's start with the berries and see if I get what I need there. Yeah, I think that's gonna be perfect. I'll show you. Yeah. So I just put the hypericum berries right in there, and that kind of filled a gap that I saw in there that I didn't like. That looks good. All right, let's continue placing our carnations. needs to go a little bit lower. I don't want anything to compete with my roses. So let's do the bow next, and then I'll finish it out. So she likes yellow. She likes yellow. So why don't we do some of this nice gingham check yellow. And then we've got red. But she did want fall as well. So I've got this. I've got this. I don't like the way that looks together. I also have this sunflower ribbon. You know what? I think that is gonna look excellent together. Look at this. Yes, right? All right, let's do that. So I'm gonna start with my widest wire. This one, or my widest ribbon. This one is, looks like 2.5 inches. 2 inches. This one's 2 inches. This one's 1 inch, I can tell. All right, so we're gonna make a nice bow. Set this aside so I can show you how I do my bows. Okay. So I'm gonna take my wider ribbon and I'm gonna start with my leaving a tail. Now this is a shorter vase, so I'm only gonna leave maybe a 6-inch tail. And I pinch. So I've got my tail and I'm pinching. Where I'm pinching is going to be the center of my bow. That's where all my loops are gonna go. So making a loop, pinching into that center, twisting to keep my pattern right side up. Another loop, trying to keep it in frame for you so you can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just gonna do one more loop. I only have one left in there to do, don't I? Give this guy a good twist. There we go. And I'm gonna do that loop a little bit longer than the front one. Not much, just a little. So I've got 3 loops. And give this last guy a twist. Okay. Now, we're gonna put this bow on top. So what I'm gonna do is tie him off temporarily, just with anything you have. I just grabbed a chenille stem. Just give it a twist. And I'm gonna cut him from the bolt here. Finished off that bolt. Actually, I'm gonna leave it. I might wind that up through the arrangement. I'll make that decision once I get everything done. Okay, so here's our second part of the bow. Same thing, I'm just gonna leave myself a tail. Here we go. And make some loops. These loops are a little bit shorter. Ooh, finishing off both of these bolts. I do a small loop. I don't always do this, but on this one I'm going to do a small loop, and that's going to give me a nice center. And I finished it off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take some floral wire. Okay, so I've got my wire on there. I've layered my bows on top of one another, the wider bows on the bottom, The narrower ribbon is on the top, and I'm just gonna take it and give it a good twist, nice tight twist. And that gives us our bow. Now we shape it to make it look pretty. All this ribbon is wired, so it's easy to kind of put where you want it and make it just stay there. I'm just holding that center and pulling on my loops to get them to go where I want them. Making sure all my patterns are up where I want them. Okay, and then that bow, oh, it's gonna be so cute right there. Okay. So now the question is, with this long tail, do I want to keep that and wind that up through our arrangement? And I think I might. So let's get, let me cut my tails. So when I'm gonna dovetail all my ends here. Give them a nice finish. I do have a couple of different tutorials on how to make bows where I slow down and go into get better camera angles and go into a lot more detail. So if you search my channel, just look for the videos on how to do bows. And there's a couple of them on there if you're trying to figure out still how to do bows. Okay, so here we go with that. And I like the way that looks, and I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, so my bow is now done. The back has got the wire off of it. Now you take this wire, and I'm gonna take a stem. I'm just gonna take one of the ones that I already used. All right, here's one. This is just a piece of, oh gosh, I think this is our hydrangea stem that I had cut off earlier. So I'm just gonna take this old stem and I'm going to twist this wire around the stem. Just like that. And then I'm going to stick this stem down into the arrangement. It might be a little long. Just cut it off a little bit. There we go. Stick it right down there in the side of our arrangement. And there's our bow. See how I did that? Now I just need to fix it so it looks pretty. You know what? And I am not going to do that longer tail up through the arrangement just because of the way the bow is laying. I don't think we need it. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. Plus it's down at the bottom, the way I placed it. So I'm just gonna trim it off. And I'm gonna dovetail the end. And that looks great down there. So you can see now, down here's where I've got the tails. Here's the two tails. Looks good. Okay, so there we go, guys. And I think that is done. So here it is, my base. Look at that big pretty bow. And all of our beautiful florals in there. And it's pretty all the way around. Let me move it so maybe you can see it and I'll spin it. it is all the way around. So there's definitely a back. The back is not as full, but it is finished and it's not bare. There's stuff back there. And then here's our front. You can see the dimension that I've got with the carnations. See how this guy is sticking out further? Oh, you know what I need to do? We need to collar the arrangement around the bottom. So look, we're not gonna need much. Oh, and I see some stems sticking out. Goodness gracious. How did that happen? See, you gotta watch your stems and make sure they go into the vase. Holy moly, good thing I saw that. Okay, so there is the finished product. And I'm gonna pick this up so you can see how this eucalyptus that I stuck right around the base really finishes off the arrangement. You can really see now how it finishes off the bottom of this arrangement. And there she is. Oh, and it smells great with that stalk in there. So there it is, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. I talk all things flowers. We make flower arrangements. I show you how to do bows. I show you like just all kinds of stuff that I'm doing, wreaths and everything, all my projects here in the flower studio. So thank you for joining me today. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.